Patrick brought up a good point, the intermediate person. So how do you get to these guys? Sometimes it's hard. But they have a lot of friends. And these guys want to make money, by the way. That's why you have, like I tell you, in real estate, it's ridiculous how it works, okay?
The king of high ticket sales. World's highest paid consultant. Media celebrity. Multi-millionaire entrepreneur. Acclaimed TEDx speaker. International best-selling author. Dan Lok.
So let's say you are a realtor. You've got a $3 million property. This guy comes to you and says, hey, I know a buyer. My buddy. Got a lot of money. Wants to buy a house. Cool. Let me show the house. Oh, he loves the house. He will love this place. How much commission you make? I want a kickback. So whatever you make, I want some. And this guy takes the deal to this guy. Hey, you know, I've got this guy who's going to give me some kickback. You want to make some money? And this guy wants to get paid, and this guy wants to get paid. Now this guy comes in and say, hey, now finally, after many meetings, come see the house. I do like the house. What kind of commission you're making? I want a fucking kickback. Now as the agent, you're like, shit. If I give you kickback, if you pick it, I got what? Nothing left. So the question is, should you do the deal, should you not do the deal? Why? Why yes, why no? Earn the trust, yes? Yeah. You might think short term, you're like, fuck these guys. But to me, it's a marketing cost. Because now you pay this guy off, that's okay. You pay this guy off, that's okay. But who do we have a relationship now, from now on? Yeah. That's okay. Remember the onion theory? You don't think so. You don't look at that as a one-time transaction. That's the mistake. You don't do one deal. You don't know what this guy is thinking. He's thinking buying a $3 million home. He might be a developer. Now I say, you know what? I'm looking for a $20 million, $50 million land. Find it for me. How do you know? And this time, he would say, you know what? You're doing a good job. I don't need kickback. Do your thing. I'll get you paid. It's much more complex than that. You see how it works? The interpersonal relationships. It's a lot to it. So it's not so cut and dry and black and white. No, this guy and this guy, I'm losing money. No. Just imagine, you say, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to pay you. And this guy's not getting paid, and this guy would say, you know what, this guy is an ass. He's not trustworthy. Don't deal with him. Deal with this guy. He's going to get paid, right? Deal with this guy. He's the best. Okay, fine, I'll deal with this guy. Even all the time you try to develop the trust, they still trust their friends more because they're a little bit more in the inner layers of the onion. You get it? That's what I'm talking about. It's much more complex than that. It's much more complex than that. So you have to, case by case. Doesn't mean you have to do it, but I'm just telling you, referrals, they expect to get paid. They want to make money. And one thing about Chinese is, the difference is, doesn't matter how much money they have, they still want to make more. In here, we are much more about lifestyle. What is it? Lifestyle. Like, hey, you know what? I want to make certain amount. I want to take certain amount of time off. I want to have a lifestyle balance. Yes, right? Chinese don't think that way. They make $1 million, they want to make $2 million. They could be worth $100 million here, they still want to make money. They're worth $1 billion, they still want to make money. And even that little bit of money, they still want to make. See, this guy maybe $500,000. This guy could be worth $5, $10 million. He still wanted 10 grand from you. Believe me. Because the way he's thinking is at least, well, pays for my kids' education. Or my mistress, you know, Chanel bag or some shit, right? That's how they think. Just knowing that's how they think. That's who you're dealing with. Affluent Chinese think if you're a trustworthy person, so everything you do must be trustworthy. That's why I take the time to earn a trust. The secret is be friends before be clients. Be friends. Just talk about things. Don't try to sell right up front. It does not work. It does not work. Be friends. Don't try to so eager. Oh, then let's do business. No, just be friends. Act like a professional. You're an expert. You have expertise. You can solve people's problems. May not be their problems. Maybe you can help them. Maybe not. But don't be like, oh, please, let's do business. They hate that. They hate that. So what? You have the money. Doesn't matter how much money they have. I'm not just talking about fluent Chinese. Any client that you deal with. Just because they have money doesn't give them power over you. Okay, write this down. So you have the money. Okay. But you've also got a problem. Whatever their problem might be. I have the solution. You give me the money. In exchange, I'll help you solve the problem. Keep your money. Keep your problem. Your problem solver. So don't be like, oh, please, he's got the money. Doesn't mean anything. Keep your fucking problem. Act like a professional. Act like you don't need the money. Even though you desperately need it, you don't need the money. Because that desperate energy doesn't close deal. Nobody wants to deal with a loser. Everybody wants to deal with a winner, someone who's successful. Yeah, success breeds success, yes. Question? Go to Mike so I can get it. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's your name?
Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi. Hi. Okay, so I've been really interested in what you've been saying because I've been experiencing some of these things.
Yeah.
And so one of my first questions is, can you instigate the meetings yourself with your customers, or is it more polite to wait for them to come to you and wait for the meetings? Because I know they're looking for information.
That's a good question. So should you initiate the meeting or wait for them to kind of initiate the meeting?
Yeah.
If the Affluent Chinese, if they're interested in doing business, they would initiate the meeting.
Okay, that's
They
good
would
to know.
usually say, hey, I want to meet more. So don't feel like they're bugging you. Say, I want to meet more and more. Because sometimes you take that, is that because they don't trust me what's going on? Why did they meet so many times? No. They want to meet more because they trust you.
Good. Okay.
Right? So it's a good thing. But if they say, yeah, I kind of want to meet, but I'm too busy and this, that they're kind of pushing you away, that means they do not trust you.
Good. Okay, got that. All right. And so I've also been asked to bring information to the meetings, but they're always, like you say, round lunches.
Yeah.
So is it normal to bring your business information too, and then
Yes.
have the documents on the page? Is
Yes.
that's
I mean, in
polite
China,
considered,
I've been
right?
telling you, man, they bring their business document, they bring their business plan while they're getting a spa, while they're singing karaoke and signing a fucking deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's how they are.
experiencing.
Yeah, it's very normal.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
very,
used to
doesn't
it.
mean they read that shit.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
that's how they are. Just knowing that is very normal.
But they want you to have done the work for the meeting.
Yes,
to know
yes,
that
they expect
you
that.
know the stuff, and
Yep.
even if they don't read it, they want to know you've read it and you've done the work.
That's
then.
it. That's
Okay, and so another question: gifts. This
Yes.
is something that I'm experiencing. They've told me they're bringing gifts to me from China.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, blimey, what do I give to them? Because
Yes.
where I'm from, you don't accept a gift and not give something back.
Yeah, you always want to give something
Yeah.
back.
So, what kind of gifts do you give back?
Now that goes to understanding. Now keep in mind, if you're dealing with a fluent Chinese, they already have a lot of things, right? So it's gifts that has more meaning, that's more personal, versus just a gift like a bottle. Let's say if you know the guy really likes wine. Yeah, a bottle of wine is nice, but it's more based on personal interest. I'll give you a perfect example. Another realtor, not this with another realtor, dealing with a client. She knows that her client, the kid is coming and wants to find a school. So she has kind of relationship with certain principal in a certain college. So then she got a recommendation later from somebody else and give that client as a gift. That is worth a lot. Okay?
So say that again so I get it.
Okay. So
Sorry.
the client, a fluent Chinese,
Yeah.
has a kid, wants to go to school in here. No context. The realtor has a relationship with someone who knows the school, right? So get a
That's-
recommendation
yeah,
letter
okay.
for the principal, whatever, and then gets this kid into the school. That's priceless
Yeah,
for
because you
this
can't
client.
buy that stuff.
That's what I mean.
Right,
Like
okay.
stuff like that, man. If you do that, you're right in the middle. of the onion, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's great.
Okay. Round of applause. Question. So, what have you learned from my talk, and how does it apply to you, and how do you take direct action? Comment below and let me know. If any other questions, you can also comment below. And don't forget, click on the subscribe button, turn on notification, and hit the bell. So every single time I upload a new video, you will get notified. If you want to watch my other videos, make sure you can check them out on the left. You can check out all the other videos that I have. We have hundreds of videos on YouTube. You want to expand on a topic? Check it out.